Princess Sofia the First loved quiet mornings in the royal gardens. The flowers were soft with morning dew, the birds were singing their tiny songs, and everything felt fresh and peaceful. But this morning was different. This morning, something magical was waiting for her, something that would change her life in a way she never imagined. Sofia walked slowly along the rose path, gently touching each flower. Clover hopped beside her, complaining about how early it was. "Sofia, why are we up before the sun is fully awake? Rabbits need their rest too, you know," he grumbled. Sofia laughed softly. "I just felt like something special might happen today," she said. And she was right. As she reached the end of the garden, near the sparkling fountain, her eyes caught something strange. There, resting on a single rose petal, was a feather. But it wasn't a normal bird feather. It was glowing. A soft, silver light shimmered from it, like moonlight captured inside something tiny and alive. Sofia stopped walking. Her breath caught in her throat. The feather was beautiful, almost too beautiful to be real. It looked delicate but magical, as if it didn't belong to the ordinary world at all. It glowed brighter when she stepped closer, and the air around it felt warm and sparkling. "Clover, do you see that?" Sofia whispered. Clover blinked. "That's not normal. Feathers are not supposed to glow." "Nope. Definitely not." Sofia knelt down. The moment her fingers touched the feather, a gentle breeze circled around her. The roses rustled even though there was no wind. The fountain water sparkled brighter. And for a moment, it was like time stopped. The feather rose from the petal and floated above her palm, spinning slowly as if greeting her. Sofia stared in amazement. "It's alive," she whispered. But Clover hopped back nervously. "Nope, nope, nope. Magic feather means trouble. Put it down." Sofia couldn't. She didn't feel scared. She felt connected to it, like it was calling to her heart. The feather shined only when she touched it, almost as if it recognized her. A warm feeling spread through her chest, soft, comforting, and strangely familiar. Sofia had felt magic before, her amulet, enchanted objects, Cedric spells, but this was different. This magic felt old, very old, and very pure. She held the feather close to her and felt a tiny pulse, like a heartbeat. How could a feather have a heartbeat? She didn't know, but she wanted to find out. That night, Sofia couldn't stop thinking about the silver feather. She placed it on her table, and even in the dark, it glowed softly like a tiny lantern. She tried reading books about magical items, but none of them mentioned a silver feather that pulsed with gentle light. "Maybe I should tell Bailiwick," Sofia said to herself. "Or maybe Cedric, he might know what it is." But every time she thought about giving it to someone else, the feather's glow dimmed, as if it didn't want to leave her side. She frowned in confusion. "Do you want to stay with me?" she asked. The feather glowed brighter. Clover, who was half asleep at the foot of her bed, opened one eye. "Sofia, I don't like this. Feathers don't talk and they don't glow. What if it's trouble?" Sofia shook her head. "I don't feel any danger. It feels gentle. Like it chose me." "Chosen? Why would a magic feather choose anyone?" Clover muttered. Sofia didn't know. But as she climbed into bed, she placed the feather under her pillow. The glow gently faded, filling the whole pillow with warmth. She closed her eyes, feeling peaceful, like she was lying on soft clouds. But when she fell asleep, the dreams came. She dreamed of a silver lake shining under the moonlight. Dozens of beautiful swans danced across the water, their feathers glowing softly, just like the magical feather she found. They formed a circle, spreading their wings in perfect harmony. Then one swan, taller and brighter than the rest, looked right at Sofia. Its eyes were kind, familiar, wise. "Sofia," the swan spoke softly, "you have been chosen." Sofia tried to ask, "Chosen for what?" But the dreams suddenly blurred, turning into shimmering white light. She felt herself lifted by the wind, flying above clouds that glowed like silver feathers. When she woke up, she gasped for air. Her pillows were glowing. The silver feather was glowing brighter than ever. And Sofia could still hear the swan's voice in her mind. "You have been chosen." "Chosen for what?" For something magical. For something life-changing. For something she was not ready for, but would soon face. Sofia held the feather tightly in her hands. She felt its warmth again, but now she also felt a pull. A gentle calling. Like the feather wanted her to follow its magic, step by step, even if she didn't understand it yet. And Sofia knew one thing with all her heart. This was the beginning of an adventure. A very magical one. A very mysterious one. And maybe a very beautiful one. Because Sofia didn't know yet, this feather belonged to a creature of grace. A creature of beauty. A creature of ancient magic. A swan. Sofia herself would become one. Princess Sofia woke up feeling different. At first, she thought it was just a dream. The silver feather, the glowing pillow, the talking swan, maybe it was all just her imagination. She rubbed her eyes and stretched her arms with a soft yawn. But then she noticed something strange. Her blanket felt heavier. Softer. Warmer. She slowly pulled it away and gasped. There, on her shoulders, right where her nightgown opened a little, were tiny white feathers. Real feathers. So fluffy. Shiny like fresh snow. Sofia blinked. She touched them with shaking fingers. They didn't come off. They were growing from her skin. "See, Clover," she whispered. Clover, who was still sleeping on the rug, groaned. 5 more minutes. Rabbits need beauty sleep. "Clover," Sofia said louder. He sat up so fast his ears flopped forward. "Why are you screaming?" He froze. His eyes went huge. "Sofia, why do you have feathers? Why are you growing feathers?" "I don't know," Sofia said, her voice trembling. "I woke up like this." Clover hopped onto the bed. He sniffed the feathers. He sniffed the pillow. Then he sniffed the glowing silver feather lying on her blanket. "Oh no, oh no no no," he whispered dramatically. "This is bad. This is magical. This is magically bad." Sofia clutched the silver feather. "You think this did it?" The moment she touched it, the feather pulsed again, just like yesterday. A soft light wrapped around her hand. The tiny feathers on her shoulders shimmered brighter. Clover took a big step back. Yes, it did. You need to get rid of it. Throw it. Drop it. Put it in a jar." But Sofia shook her head slowly. "No, I don't feel scared. Clover, it's strange, but I feel calm. Like the feather is trying to help me. Like it's part of something bigger." Clover frowned. "Bigger than turning into a bird?" Sofia didn't answer. She didn't know the truth yet. But deep in her heart, she could feel something important awakening inside her. A magic that wasn't dangerous, just different. Sofia stood up and walked to the mirror. Her reflection looked the same. Same brown hair, same soft eyes, same gentle smile, except for the feathers. But when she looked closer, her eyes had a little shine in them. A soft silver glow. She touched the mirror. "What is happening to me?" Before Clover could answer, the silver feather in her hand began to glow brighter and brighter. The room filled with warm light. The air smelled like fresh rain and soft clouds. The floor shook gently, like something powerful was waking up. "Sofia, put it down," Clover cried. But it was too late. The feather floated out of her hand and rose in front of her face. Magical sparkles swirled around her, lifting her feet off the floor. Sofia gasped as her nightgown fluttered wildly. A strong gust of wind filled the room even though the windows were closed. Clover clung to the bedpost for dear life. "Sofia, you're floating." Sofia felt her body becoming lighter and lighter, as if she were turning into air. Flesh. A soft explosion of silver magic filled the room. Sofia closed her eyes tightly. She felt warmth spread through her body, like being wrapped in a glowing blanket. Her arms grew longer, then shorter. Her shoulders pulled back. Her neck stretched gently. Her legs disappeared into soft, warm light. Then everything fell silent. The glow faded. The wind stopped. The world became still. Sofia opened her eyes slowly. She wasn't standing on her feet anymore. In fact, she wasn't standing at all. She was sitting, no, resting, on soft white feathers. Her own feathers. She looked down. She wasn't Sophia the girl anymore. She was a swan. A graceful, snow-white swan with glowing silver edges on each feather. Her wings were long and silky, so beautiful that even she stared in awe. Sophia? Clover whispered. Sophia tried to speak. But instead of words, a soft, musical sound came from her beak, a swan's gentle call. Sophia gasped, or at least she tried to. She flapped her wings in shock. Feathers flew everywhere. Clover fainted. Sophia waddled to him and nudged him gently with her beak. He woke up with a scream. Ah, giant bird. Don't eat me. Sophia rolled her eyes. He thought she did. It's me, she tried to say. But all that came out was another soft swan cry. Clover blinked. Sophia? Sophia, is that really you? Sophia nodded her long, elegant neck. Clover slowly walked around her. Okay, so you're a swan. A real swan. A very pretty swan. But still a swan. Sophia flapped her wings again, this time more calmly. She looked toward the window. Something outside was glowing. A faint silver path in the air, like a trail made of tiny sparkles. Sophia, are you seeing that? Clover asked. Sophia nodded. The trail seemed to call to her, pulling her gently, as if it was saying, come, follow me. Your journey begins now. Clover groaned. Please tell me we are not going outside. Sophia spread her wings. For the first time, she understood exactly what she needed to do. She hopped onto the windowsill. The wind brushed her feathers. The silver trail shimmered brighter. Clover jumped onto her back. Okay, if you fly away, I'm coming too. Sophia took a deep breath. With a powerful sweep of her sparkling wings, she flew. Higher than the castle towers. Higher than the treetops. Higher than she had ever dreamed. And she followed the glowing path toward the unknown. Toward magic. Toward destiny. Toward the secret that waited for her at the end of the silver trail. Princess Sofia, now a beautiful white swan with soft glowing feathers, followed the silver trail through the sky. The wind rushed past her wings, but it didn't feel scary at all. It felt natural, like she had always known how to fly. Her feathers shimmered each time she flapped them, leaving tiny sparkles behind her. Clover held tightly to her back, his ears flapping wildly in the wind. Sophia, please tell me you know where we're going, he shouted. Sophia didn't know. But the silver trail in front of her shimmered gently, like it was guiding her somewhere safe. She followed it without fear. Deep inside her heart, something told her this was the right path. The trail led them over the royal forest, past tall trees, glowing rivers, and soft mist rising from the ground. Birds flew beside her, staring in surprise. They had never seen a swan that glowed like moonlight. After a long flight, the silver path bent downward, leading them toward a place hidden deep within the woods. Sophia flew lower and lower until she saw it. A lake. But not just any lake. This lake glowed with silver light. The water sparkled like thousands of tiny stars floating on its surface. Mist danced above it like soft white ribbons. The trees around it were tall and quiet, their leaves shining softly in the magical light. Clover's jaw dropped. Wow, this place looks unreal. Like a dream. Sophia landed gently by the lakeside. Her reflection in the water shimmered, showing her beautiful swan form, glowing softly like the lake itself. Then suddenly, the water rippled. One by one, swans emerged from the mist. Dozens of them. Snow-white, graceful, elegant. Their feathers glowed just like Sophia's. They swam closer in perfect harmony, surrounding her. Clover whispered, Sophia? I don't think these are normal swans. Sophia stepped back nervously. But before she could react, one swan swam forward. She was larger than the others, with long, shining wings and a graceful neck that curved like a silver moon. Her eyes were warm and wise. She bowed her head. And then, she spoke. But not with human words. She spoke in a soft, musical tone that only magical beings could understand. And somehow, Sophia understood her perfectly. Welcome, chosen one, the swan said. Sophia's heart skipped. Chosen one? The large swan continued, I am Queen Alaria. I am the guardian of Swan Lake. And you, Sophia, were brought here by destiny. Clover gasped. The swan is talking. Why is everybody talking except me? Queen Alaria looked gently at him. Fear not, little rabbit. This lake welcomes all pure hearts. Clover fainted for the second time. Sophia stepped closer. Her swan heart beat fast. Why me? She tried to say. And even though she spoke in a swan's voice, Queen Alaria understood. Because your heart is kind, the queen answered. The silver feather found you. It chooses only those who are pure, gentle, and brave. She lifted one wing toward the lake. Long ago, this lake was created to protect ancient magic. But that magic must never fall into the wrong hands. So the lake chooses a guardian, a protector with a heart strong enough to guide its power. Sophia's feathers glowed brighter. She understood now. The dream, the blue swan, the silver feather, they had been calling her. Queen Alaria continued, for many years, the lake had no guardian. We waited. And finally, the feather found you. Sophia felt a warm, glowing feeling inside. She wanted to ask more, but her body was starting to feel tired from the flying and the transformation. Queen Alaria looked at her kindly. Come, Sophia. Learn what you have been chosen for. The queen spread her wings and glided onto the lake. Sophia followed her into the glowing water. The moment she touched it, she felt magic surround her, soft, gentle, comforting. The water wasn't cold. It felt warm, like a peaceful hug. The other swans formed a circle around her. Then, one by one, they began to move in beautiful patterns, gliding across the lake like dancers. Sophia watched in awe. It was like watching a magical dance, graceful, calm, perfect. Queen Alaria spoke softly, This is the dance of the swans. A dance that protects the lake, keeps its magic alive, and spreads peace across the forest. Sophia tried to copy them. She paddled slowly, moving her wings the way they did. At first, she felt clumsy. Her wings splashed water everywhere. One swan had to duck to avoid getting water in her face. Clover, who had woken up again, covered his face and groaned. Oh no, she's going to knock over the whole lake. But Sophia didn't give up. She tried again. And again. Soon, her body began to remember the rhythm. Her wings moved smoothly. Her neck curved gracefully. She glided across the water, leaving a trail of soft sparkles behind her. Queen Alaria nodded proudly. Yes, Sophia. You were born for this. Sophia felt joy spread through her. She felt light, free. The lake felt like home. But then, the wind changed. The light dimmed. The water rippled sharply. All the swans suddenly grew quiet. Sophia felt it too, a strange, cold energy entering the forest. A magic that didn't belong here. Queen Alaria frowned. Something dark is approaching. Clover screamed. Not again. Can't we have one peaceful moment? The queen looked at Sophia. There is a danger coming to Swan Lake. A danger that wants to steal the magic you now protect. Sophia's feathers glowed brighter, almost as if her body was preparing to defend the lake. Queen Alaria's voice softened. Sophia, your true test is coming. Sophia swallowed hard. She wasn't just learning to be a swan. She was being prepared for something bigger. Something dangerous. Something important. And deep in her heart, she knew her destiny had only just begun. While Princess Sofia was learning about her new swan magic at the glowing Swan Lake, things in the castle were not calm at all. In fact, the entire kingdom of Enchantia was in a big panic. It all started when Bailiwick walked past Sophia's room early that morning. He was carrying his clipboard and saying his usual words, everything must be perfectly on schedule. But when he knocked on Sophia's door, no one answered. This was strange because Sophia always said, "Good morning," the moment she heard a knock. Bailiwick knocked again. Still no answer. He pushed the door open slowly and gasped. The room was empty. The window was wide open. Feathers were scattered all over the bed, tiny white feathers that glowed softly, like moonlight trapped inside a snowflake. Princess Sofia? Bailiwick whispered. His heart started beating fast. Something was wrong. Something magical. He ran straight to Queen Miranda and King Roland. Your Majesties, Sophia is missing. Miranda's face turned pale. Missing? What do you mean missing? They rushed to Sophia's room. King Roland lifted one of the glowing feathers. This is not normal magic, he said, worried. Something powerful happened here. Miranda looked out the open window. Roland, where is our daughter? At the same moment, Cedric the sorcerer walked by, holding a teacup. What's all the noise? Then he saw the glowing feathers. His eyes went wide. His teacup fell to the floor and shattered. Oh no. No, no, no. This is ancient magic. King Roland frowned. Cedric, what do you know about this? Cedric took a deep breath and pointed at the feathers. These come from Swan Lake, a magical place hidden deep in the forest. It holds old power, very old, and that power only appears when a chosen guardian is revealed. Queen Miranda grabbed Cedric's arm. Are you saying Sophia could be in danger? Cedric nodded slowly. Possibly. At the same time, back at Swan Lake, Sophia felt a strange chill. The soft, peaceful breeze turned thin and cold. The glowing water dimmed. The swans huddled together nervously. Even Clover stopped talking, his ears shaking. Sophia paddled closer to Queen Ilaria. What is happening? Queen Ilaria lifted her head, her eyes narrowing. She is here. Who? Sophia asked. The shadow sorceress. All the swans gasped. Clover fainted for the third time that day. Queen Ilaria continued. Long ago, a sorceress tried to steal the magic of Swan Lake. This lake is made of ancient light magic, and she wanted to use it to make herself powerful. But the lake rejected her dark heart. She was banished. But now, she has returned. Sophia's feathers trembled. Why now? Queen Ilaria looked at her with sad eyes. Because you have awakened as the chosen guardian. And she wants your power. Suddenly, the sky turned gray. Wind swirled around the lake. Dark clouds gathered like a storm of shadows. Clover jumped onto Sophia's back. I knew this day would come. I knew it. A loud crack echoed, like lightning breaking the sky. Out of the dark clouds came a figure dressed in flowing black robes. Her hair was long and wild, her eyes sharp like a cold winter night, and her hands glowed with dark purple magic. The shadow sorceress had arrived. She floated above the water, her voice echoing across the lake. So, the little princess has become the new swan guardian. Sophia shivered but tried to stay calm. Queen Ilaria moved protectively in front of her. You are not welcome here, Ilaria said firmly. The sorceress smirked. Oh, but I didn't come to ask permission. She raised a long finger toward Sophia. I came for her. Sophia stepped back, her wings trembling. Clover hid behind her tail. Nope, not me. I'm just a rabbit. The sorceress ignored him. She stared directly at Sophia. Give me your magic. Give me the light of the lake. And I will spare your kingdom. Sophia was shocked. My kingdom? What are you talking about? The sorceress snapped her fingers. At that moment, far away in the castle, Cedric's crystal ball began to glow. King Roland and Queen Miranda watched in horror as it showed a dark storm forming around the forest. The kingdom, Cedric whispered. It is connected to the lake's magic. If the lake is harmed, the entire land could fall into darkness. Miranda grabbed Roland's hand tightly. We must find Sophia. Back at the lake, Sophia gathered her courage. I won't let you hurt my home. Or the lake. The sorceress laughed, her voice sharp as ice. You think you can stop me, little one? You don't even understand your power yet. Queen Ilaria spread her wings wide. Sophia may be young, but she is pure of heart. That is something you will never understand. The sorceress growled. Enough talk. She raised both hands. A blast of dark magic shot toward the swans. Sophia closed her eyes. But Queen Ilaria flew in front of her, shielding her with her wings. The magic hit Ilaria. She cried out in pain. Ilaria! Sophia screamed. Ilaria fell into the lake, her glow dimming. Sophia's heart filled with fear, but also anger. Something inside her started to burn, not hot like fire, but bright like the moon. Her feathers glowed. Her wings spread. The lake shimmered around her. The shadow sorceress stepped back in surprise. What? This power? It's stronger than before. Queen Ilaria lifted her head weakly. Sophia, the lake's light is inside you. You must protect it. Sophia swallowed her fear. She could feel magic building inside her body, soft, bright, ancient. She looked up at the sorceress. Her voice, even in swan form, sounded strong. I won't let you destroy the lake. I won't let you hurt anyone. The sorceress smirked. Then let's see what you can do. A second blast of dark magic formed in her hands. Sophia spread her wings, ready. The battle for Swan Lake was about to begin. Princess Sophia woke up early the next morning, the soft light of dawn shining gently through her bedroom window. She stretched her arms and smiled. Today felt special. Today felt peaceful. And deep inside her heart, she knew why. She was no longer afraid of becoming a swan. Instead, she felt proud of the magic she carried, proud of the kindness she shared, and proud of the bravery she had discovered inside herself. She slowly sat up and looked at her hands. They were glowing a little, just like they always did before the swan transformation. But this time, she didn't panic. This time, she placed her hands on her heart and whispered, "Thank you for the magic." The glow softened and faded, leaving her feeling warm and safe. After getting dressed, Sophia walked outside into the castle gardens. The morning air was cool, the grass covered in tiny sparkling dewdrops. Birds fluttered around happily, and the sky was filled with beautiful shades of orange and gold. Everything felt calm, and Sophia felt calm too. A small squirrel ran up to her and chirped excitedly. Sophia giggled. "Good morning to you too," she said. Ever since her swan transformation began, it seemed like all the animals were closer to her than before. They trusted her. They felt safe around her. And Sophia loved that. She walked down the garden path toward the lake. The water shimmered like silver in the early sunlight. It was the same lake where she had first turned into a swan, and the same lake where she had cried, scared and confused. But now, when she looked at the water, she felt strong. She felt brave. She felt magical. Just then, the familiar golden light began to glow around her. Her hair fluttered gently even though there was no wind. Sophia took a deep breath, not in fear, but in acceptance. "I'm ready," she whispered. And with that her body shifted gently. Her arms became wings, soft and white like snow. Her gown shimmered and then vanished into feathers. Her tiny feet grew into graceful webbed ones. In only moments, she stood by the water once again, not as Princess Sofia the girl, but as Princess Sofia the beautiful swan. But this time, she wasn't surprised. She wasn't scared. She felt free. Sophia spread her wings wide and flapped them once, twice, and then lifted herself into the air. She glided smoothly above the water, leaving soft ripples behind. The wind touched her feathers, and the world below sparkled like a painting. She felt lighter than ever before. She felt like she could fly forever. As she circled above the lake, she noticed her mother, Queen Miranda, standing at the water's edge. The queen smiled warmly as she watched her daughter soar across the sky. "You're beautiful, Sophia," Queen Miranda whispered. "Just like your heart." Hearing her mother's voice made Sophia feel even braver. She flew down gently and landed next to her. The transformation glow returned, and within seconds, Sophia stood again in her human form, smiling up at her mother. "Good morning, Mommy," she said softly. Queen Miranda knelt down and hugged her. "Good morning, my brave girl. I'm so proud of you." Sophia leaned into the hug. Being understood and loved made everything feel easier. After breakfast, Sophia and her family gathered in the throne room. King Roland wanted to discuss something important. "Sophia," he began, "we've been watching how strong and kind you've been. You didn't hide your magic. You didn't fear it. Instead, you used it to help others. And that is what makes a true princess." Sophia smiled shyly. "Thank you. I just wanted to do the right thing." And you did, Amber said, stepping forward with a proud smile. Sophia, you're the bravest girl I know. James nodded. And the coolest. The whole family laughed gently, filling the room with warmth. Then Bailiwick entered with a small silver box. He bowed and handed it to the king. King Roland opened it and revealed a beautiful necklace with a sparkling feather-shaped pendant. The feather shimmered like moonlight, and it matched Sophia's swan feathers perfectly. This, said King Roland, is a symbol of who you are, strong, gentle, and magical. You don't have to hide your gift. You can embrace it. He placed the necklace around Sophia's neck. It felt light and warm, like a hug. Thank you, Sophia whispered. I love it. Later that evening, Sophia returned to the lake. She sat by the water, touching the feather pendant gently. She knew her journey wasn't finished. Her magic would still surprise her, challenge her, and sometimes confuse her. But she wasn't alone. She had her family, her friends, and her own brave heart. As the sun set, painting the sky with soft purple colors, Sophia saw her reflection in the lake. For a moment, the reflection shimmered, showing both her human face and her swan form together. It was like the lake was reminding her, "You are both. And you are beautiful." Sophia smiled and whispered back, "I know." Then, with quiet confidence, she stood up, spread her arms, and let the transformation happen again. Smooth, gentle, magical. A shining white swan glided onto the water as the stars began to appear in the sky. Princess Sophia the beautiful swan, brave, kind, and full of magic, was finally at peace with who she truly was. And this was only the beginning of her adventures.